the president, culminating, of course, in today's events, where you are in Manzoni?
First, is that this is nothing new and there's nothing wrong with the MPs meeting the President of the Republic of Kenya. Secondly, we know from history that whoever wins the presidential race will most likely go to attack the opponent's staff. It began in 1992 when Moi won the election, but he didn't have a comfortable majority in parliament after the first multi-party election, and he went poaching in the famous defections. So Kenyans are used to this. Those with power will attract people, because we live in a country where people don't have values, where leaders can be attracted to very little in terms of money or whatever it is. So I'm not surprised.
So do you support the move by the ODM hierarchy to kickstart a process to, expel or discipline those members?
That move, if I was in ODM or as me, by the way, I came here as a consultant. I didn't come here as a member. I came to give a presentation, to make a presentation. But it's laughable. When they had Uhuru Kenyatta, they couldn't manage Aisha Juma. She did her 5 years. There were people like Malala, Osozi, and the rest, and a host of others. If they couldn't get rid of them, even when they had violated the law, how much less can they get an MP out of parliament today when that MP has gone to the Ruto side? So it is laughable. They will achieve nothing.
All right. Thanks for those words. Ogla, you are former treasurer of the ODM party. What are your sentiments to what's happening? What happened today? What has been happening this week with those members meeting the president?
We have been praying for many years that Kenya becomes mature in democracy and in everything. And so I believe that the MPs have just done what is right. Whenever someone has become a president, it becomes the father of the nation. So they just went to meet their president, the president of Kenya. They did not go to meet an opposition leader anymore. He is the one that was sworn in to be the president. And for, like what Manyora is saying, the things that were done today to one of the MPs who had gone to meet the president, in my view, I sometimes think that some people may not be living in reality, because if you talk to so many people in my former party in ODM, and even many Kenyans that were supporting Baba, I'm sure even Makia may have voted for him like I did, many people are disgruntled. I mean, nobody is anymore interested in building anything called ODM now. People are looking at better things for life. So I don't think there is any mistake the leaders did, and I believe that many are going to go. Many more are going to go to meet the president of the nation of Kenya, not to meet an opposition leader. The opposition is in Manzoni now. The president is in the State House. So
nothing new from where you sit?
No, nothing new and nothing wrong really. And there's nothing even that can happen to those leaders. In fact, chasing them out of Manzoni is just building them and making them more popular for no reason.
All right. Mark, the ODM leader, the Azimio leader, Raila Odinga, called those leaders who met the president traitors because they did so without consulting or permission from the coalition. And the Langata MP, Felix Odiwuor, also known as Jalango, did not receive a very good, did not get a very good reception at Manzoni, almost being roughed up there. What's your take on that?
Let me start where historically I am always at. I've always advocated for handshakes. What do I mean? I'm one of those people who believe that the Nusu Mkate government was not a bad thing for this country. It saw double-digit growth in the country. It saw a more bipartisan approach to issues. And it's the time, weirdly enough, where we had the least amount of corruption cases reported. Now, in this particular case, what is happening is our president has decided he will have a handshake with every political leader from Azimio that is willing to shake his hand for the future of this nation. That's his decision. He has decided that for as long as you are an elected leader and you want to meet him and you want to have a handshake, he will shake your hand. That has been his decision. Now, what does that then portend for Azimio? Dismas said something interesting, that you need the power to inflict pain or to give pleasure. Number one, all the pleasure benefits that ODM can give have already been given. Leader of minority, minority whip, etc. have already been given. Do they have the potential to cause pain? The only pain you can cause is to lock out Jalango from your meeting. Does that materially affect Jalango's ability as an MP or as a leader? Or, no, it does not. In fact, what it does, it ingratiates him to his people. Now, where is ODM? ODM needs to make a decision. And this is the reality. There are some in ODM that can smell blood in the water. What is the blood? That Raila Odinga lost in 2022. It's his last bullet. Let me take over. Let me shed off the shackles of the father of ODM. So there are people who are seeing a chance of leadership, others that are seeing a chance of freedom. Number three, there are people who are also thinking about personal survival. Personal survival in the sense that if they align themselves with the ruling coalition, they are likely to reap personal benefits. And lastly, there are those who are thinking that, you know what, for the sake of my constituency, to cut the right deals, let me join the ruling coalition. Those are the issues that ODM has to face. It's a tough decision. It is Mufasa versus Ka.